we weren't particularly satisfied with the proposed decision. We had recommended several things that we thought Edison ought to address in its next decommissioning plan, or its next decommissioning cost estimate, particularly related to removal of the subsurface structures, and probably most importantly, what type of radiation cleanup standard they would meet when they ultimately release the site back for unlimited use. Now, remember, the San Onofre site is right in the middle of the San Onofre State Beach, and that is the 5th most popular state park in the entire park system. So it's an important recreational asset, and it's something where the public is going to want a pretty high level of comfort that it is safe to spend extended amounts of time on the beach. We recommended that Edison adopt a best practices standard and commit in advance to meeting the toughest standard that the NRC has approved for any decommissioned power plant in terms of radiation levels. Edison took a different approach. They said that, well, the NRC requires a 25 millirem per year standard. That's the basic requirement the NRC will enforce. Edison tried to derive some sense of self-satisfaction out of claiming, well, we'll be even tougher than that. What we're going to do is adopt a cleanup standard that is, and these are their words, as clean as practical. And I call that the public restroom standard. You pull off Highway 101, use the service station restroom. You're not particularly satisfied with the sanitary quality thereof. You ask the manager about it, and he says, what do you do? I try to keep it as clean as practical. Well, that's what Edison wants to do at San Onofre with respect to radiation. So from our standpoint, it only makes sense that Edison in San Diego be expected to meet that 10 millirem standard, or whatever at the time they submit their license termination plan, which will probably be several decades from now, whatever the toughest standard which the NRC has previously applied. We think that that's probably a good standard for Diablo as well. So I expect that issue will show up in the Diablo case too. As it happens, we've submitted comments on the proposed decision. We held some ex parte meetings with the commissioner staffs. We collaborated with the ratepayer group, TURN, where they had some separate concerns with the proposed decision. And we've just been told in the last day or two that the PUC has decided to revise the proposed decision. So it'll probably be a couple of months before we know if we've been successful or not. But at least for now, we've got some optimism. We don't think the commission would have taken the case off schedule to revise the proposed decision if they weren't favorably inclined toward the issues that we've raised. So we're optimistic there, David.